think the gap is very real, actually. And it's not just a salary gap. I think it's an opportunity gap. I think it's a, a sort of a growth gap, really. Actually, it's how we experience the organizations that we're working inside, whatever that organization is affected by our gender, and I think that is a true statement. However diverse an organization you happen to be employed inside, however diverse your customer base is, how, all of these things, we are our own true selves. And I think that part of who we are is our gender, and part of, like, honestly, we're all human beings. How people react to us obviously is affected by the person that we present as well, the personality that we present to the world. I think that the gap, as I see it, is affected by a couple of things, actually probably several things, but I think the biggest one I find is transparency. I think what's really interesting to me is that women are great, particularly young women, I have to say, are great at being like authentic and transparent with each other, in a safe space with other women. But we don't really get that authentic and transparent in the presence of men. And I would also say that I think men don't necessarily become that authentic and transparent with us in terms of things like talking about the impact on our opportunities, the impact on our, whether the glass ceiling really exists, if it's a thing. We don't necessarily acknowledge, I think, as a society sometimes, that these gaps and barriers are there because of our gender. When it comes to talking about salaries, we just don't talk about salary differentials a great deal. There are some great companies out there being very transparent about their salaries, but less and less. I think truly not as many as we think there are. And so in my experience, I think it's something about like transparency across the divide that I think is needed.